the SD card in here. Okay, today's lesson. Sounded a bit patronising that, but hey ho, what can you do? Today, had a massage from someone who was talking about the spark plug. Said he had to remove them, and it's right, I got a neighbour waving at me. Wanted to change. He said he wanted to change the spark plugs for a different colour. So I wasn't sure what he was talking about when he said change it for a different colour. I wasn't sure he was talking about this top or these leads. So I thought, oh, sod it, let me just fire up the camera and go through it. Now, hang on, I just want to put the tripod down. Sorry, pointing up in the air. Might be a bit wonky because I'm at home on uneven ground. Right, but this obviously is the ignition coil cover. Let me come on the other side so I can see what you can see in a camera. Right, and getting this off is a piece of monkey. It really is a piece of monkey. One finger and there's a push on the top and it drops forwards. And then hands on the bottom and pull. Simple as that. Let me show you the top. Might be a bit difficult to see. See, there's a little catch there which does that, and it's just like the side pods on the bottom. So to put it back, it's literally you push the bottom in, you push the top down, and it rolls in. It's just simple as that. So that is the cover. It comes off really simply. Put that up there. Please don't fall off the bike and land on the floor. Right, HT leads. HT leads are nice and simple. Okay, I'll just take one off. You remember, right side does the back cylinder, left side does the front cylinder. Obviously, because you wouldn't have those leads crossing over, because that'd be not a good idea. So, you know, all right, this right hand side lead goes under the bike and out the other side and via some clips. This one comes from here and comes into the spark plug just here. Okay, there's no point in zooming in, picking the camera up and making it all shaky. Absolutely no point at all. These are on rubbers, so it's literally, you have to sort of pick them off, and it's just, you know, an old type fashion spark plug lead in there. Don't know if you can see that. Yeah, give it a few seconds. Okay, and the other one, just to make sure, and they just push off, and you can just pull the other end off the spark plug. But if that's what you were talking about, I mean, there's a couple of Allen bolts here that takes this off, and then there's a bracket behind the bracket, but there's really no need to take this off if that's all the cover you wanted to change. If it's the leads you wanted to change the colour of, well, there you go. Take the cover off, pop the leads off, pull them off the spark plugs. Why is this so difficult to pull off the spark plug? I don't know. I hope I don't break anything. Ah, yeah, literally. There you go. It's just yanking it. So you can get different coloured ones of these, but you know, if you're going to buy a different coloured ones, I think Harley themselves make different coloured ones. I'd always go there first. Always go for that, because the cheap Chinese, Korean one, you know. Right, okay, you really have to pull these, and they go on much better. There, so just put that one back on. Oops, missed it. Make sure the centre goes in the centre. That goes back on there. I'm not going to bother pulling out the spark plugs, because that's just so simple, so simple. Put that back on there. Click. See, there's nothing else to show you. There is nothing else to it. I must admit, to get the spark plugs out, it's quite a long tool, and you've got to be careful not to dent the tank. I must admit, if I thought changing the spark plugs, let's take you around the other side. If I was thinking of changing the spark plugs, let's see what you're looking at, because this is the one on the other side, which looks much easier to get to, because the lead comes through. You have to give it a bit of a quick pull. That comes out. Yeah, and you could drop a tool down there and spin that one out. It does look kind of easier to do, but doing the one on the other side, I should imagine, would be quite difficult. And they just sits back in there. So there you have it. I hope, oops, turn it around, pointing back at me. I hope that answered your question, because I can't say I understood it fully, because when you said I want to change the colour, have you done a video on the spark plugs, because I want to change the colour, it might have just been yeah, it might be that there is a language barrier here, and obviously you're doing your best to put it in English. I'm doing my best to translate. Many people drive past and look at you when you're talking to a camera. So many people still don't understand YouTube and, you know, how you put videos up, because I think you have to be really pro. But not at all. What I might do is actually get a standard. I'll do that. Hang on, I'll press pause on the camera. Back in a sec. Doing this on the fly, as you can tell. Like everything I do, really. Right, okay. So camera's set up. We're on. Let me back up. So we're on the air filter side. Rear cylinder. I'll just pull this up and see what sort of tool gets in there. Ah, right, so that don't fit, and that don't fit. Right, so they must be the small skinny spark plugs, and not the 22mm ones, the 18mm I think they are. Right, let me just bung this back on, just in case it rains, because the weather doesn't look too impressive above my head, I must admit. And it's the smaller spark plug spanner, not the bigger, heavier ones, like the car type. Because a lot of bikes take the smaller ones, and a lot of bikes take the bigger ones. But okay, let me go and get the smaller spark plug spanners and see what I can find. So this is what I've kind of ended up with. Sorry about the consistency, it's a bit hack, slash and thrown together, because I didn't expect it to start bloody peeing down with rain. So these are the large ones, obviously. This is all the spark spanners I got, and this is what I started off with, because I thought it was the bigger spark plugs, but it isn't. It's the smaller spark plugs, so I need the shorter ones, right? So I don't know if I'm going to need this with a short extension on it, because it drops quite a long way down into the cylinder head, or this will do the job. It's not too bad at the moment, but I'll get onto it in a second.